Hello, my name is Josh Lucas. I'm a wide receiver at Rhodes College in Memphis, Tennessee. I'm 5'11", 200 pounds.
What goals did you accomplish heading into your final collegiate season?
Some physical goals this season that I was focused on that I feel like I accomplished was working on winning 50-50 balls, jump balls as a receiver on the shorter end, obviously working on just being able to go up and get those, especially in the end zone, focusing on when I'm getting targets in the end zone, making those plays and scoring points when it's needed. So I would say that was one thing I do feel like I accomplished well this year, but also learning the craft as a receiver, not focusing on using my physical abilities or instincts as much, but really understanding the nuances that go into playing receiver and understanding the skill better and being able to work on having tools in my toolbox that I can use whenever necessary.
When you're studying film, what do you focus on to improve your game?
So a big thing for me when studying film, looking at my opponent, who I'm going to be matched up with in terms of whatever DB that may be, or linebacker or whoever, understanding their tendencies, down and distance throughout the game and how they like to disguise coverages or whatever, how physical they are. So really understanding them and their mindset and getting a chance to break down whatever film they have, who they're playing against, what they like to do, but also understanding the tendencies of a defense, how well they rally to the ball, and the way that the defense plays. So really just having a good feel for who I'm going in against and feeling prepared moving forward. But at the same time, watching myself enough to know what I do well in certain tendencies that I have in my own situations, because I don't want that to be a blind spot at any point, understanding what I can do by watching myself and improving myself by being able to see that in a tangible way.
What separates you from the other players at your position?
So I would say one of the biggest things that separates me from any other player in my position is really my instinct and my feel at the receiver position. And I feel like that's such a huge part when people talk about it being a craft. There's only so much you can do to drill as a receiver, but getting in those situations, being able to feel zones and sit in them, and being able to feel pressure from coverages and being able to know, adjust, running option routes, whatever it may be. I feel like that's my biggest strength in that moment, being able to do that. And then physically, being able to track the ball and being able to make adjustments and make plays, finding the ball or with the ball, being able to have vision on the field. So I feel like that's the biggest thing that separates me from the competition as a receiver.
What would your coaches say about the type of player you are?
I would say my coaches would definitely say that I'm one of the most, if not the very most competitive players on the field, which always gives me an edge regardless of any upper hand someone may ever have. I'm going to fight until I can't breathe or don't have anything left, regardless of what I can or can't do. I'm going to find a way to make it happen. And I would say they'd also say I'm reliable and consistent. Anytime a play needs to be made, they can look to me to make that play. I like to believe that and pride myself on that, being a playmaker at all times, but especially when it's needed the most.
How will you train and prepare this offseason for the draft or other pro opportunities?
So I think physically, just getting currently at least 4 days a week, morning and evening, training my top end speed and my explosiveness in and out of breaks, understanding that I need to get to a higher level regardless of any numbers that I've put up in the past, so that the game gets faster continually, and being ready for that. So being prepared to do that at the speed that I will need to. But also I think understanding that it's a change across the board, and it's a focus, whether that's diet, sleep habits especially, and exercise. Being focused around the board, knowing that it's not just about the lifting, but it is all in getting prepared.
What kind of strengths and abilities will you bring to a team that will stand out both on and off the field?
So I would say my biggest strength to a team is that I do feel like I understand well what I bring and what is necessary in terms of the culture of the team, what needs to be brought to the table, and what I can bring to the table. So whether that's emotionally or whether that's physically or any sort of motivation, understanding what the guys I'm around need and what kind of motivation spurs them forward, and understanding my team and my coaches the best to be able to move everyone, including myself, towards success. And I would say off the field, I really have a huge passion for creating a positive impact, and a lot of that comes from my faith and understanding that anything I do in my life is bigger than myself, including football. And I believe that, if anything, that gives me an incentive to work harder because it's not about myself. I'm not looking out for my own best interests, but understanding that, it is bigger than me, and that I'm working for the best interests of the people around me, whoever that may be, whether it's the youth in the community, or my teammates, or anyone who's in need of that. I really have a passion for that.
What is your final pitch or any last words to NFL and other pro league scouts?
So my final pitch is that understanding anyone from a small school or a name that you haven't heard before, in every situation is proving that they deserve a spot, and I understand that, and I understand what I do bring. I understand the work that will have to be done for me to get to the spot that I need, but I'm prepared for that, and I'm not lying to myself in any way. I do know what needs to be done, but I'm looking forward to the opportunity to work hard enough to make that happen. And I would say that physically, I really believe that my ability to adjust and do what I need to do at the position I bring to the table is beneficial and will be a positive for whatever team I bring, but at the same time understanding that I'm going to do what needs to be done at all times. And lastly, I'd just like to say thank you for your time. I understand it's valuable. I just appreciate everything, and I'm looking forward to the opportunity to further my football career.